Welcome to Titus Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is June the 10th, 2023, and we're going to be talking about WWE SmackDown and Impact Wrestling's World Championship. I didn't get World Championship. Impact Wrestling's Against the Odds. I didn't watch Impact Wrestling, but I did see some videos and pictures about who won and who lost. So let's get to it. We got Kylan King from the Coven. We'll be versing Nevada. She was in Impact Wrestling before, and now she came back. But she lost to Kylan King. Then we had Joe Hendry versus Dirty Dongo for the Impact Digital Media Championship. And the winner of that match, and still the champion, was Joe Hendry. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we got Frankie Kazarian versus Eddie Edwards with his wife, Alicia Edwards. And the winner of that match was Frankie Kazarian. Then we have ABC, Ace Austin and Chris Bay versus the Good Hands, Jason Hodge and John Skyler with Brian Myers for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. And the winner of that match, and still your Tag Team Champions, the ABC, Mr. Ace Austin and Chris Bay. Then we have Masha Slamovich versus Killer Kelly in a dog collar match. And the winner of that match was Masha Slamovich. I got the burps because of my pop. Then we had Chris Sabin versus Trey Miguel for the X Division Championship. And the winner of that match, and your new X Division Champion, Chris Sabin. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had the first ever 8-for-1 match determined the number contender to the Impact World Championship. So this match begins in an 8-man tag team match. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got Bully Ray, Jonathan Gresham, Heath, and Nick Aldis versus Mike Bailey, Moose, PCO, and Rich Swann. And the winner of that match was Bully Ray's team. And after that, the Bully Ray's team, all four of those guys, will be in a fatal 4-way match. And whoever wins that match will go to Slammiversary to verse the world champion. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Nick Aldis versus Bully Ray versus Jonathan Gresham and Heath versus Heath. And the winner of that match was Nick Aldis. But ladies and gentlemen, the big thing that people are really happy about, that Scott D'Amore made his return, and he finally smashes a chair onto Bully Ray. Bully Ray said that Scott D'Amore did not have the grapefruits, and he's to keep mocking him, and he did it. Scott D'Amore finally did it, and then he stick the middle, the other, you know the finger, the middle finger. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. It shouldn't be a bad thing. I didn't show you guys it. But he did that finger. So Nick Aldis will be versing the Slammiversary's main event. Not versing that. He will be facing the world champion at Slammiversary. Then we have Trinity and Deonna Purrazzo versus Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans with that guy. I don't know who it is. I am surprised that Trinity and Deonna Purrazzo wins this match. Because every time they do champion versus teaming up with a challenger, they always lose. That's what they did with Jordynne Grace and Deonna Purrazzo before their match. And they made them team up for the tag team titles, and they lost. And they accidentally bump into each other. But I guess that didn't happen this one. Maybe because it's a month away before Slammiversary. Slammiversary is like in July. And then we had OBE, Sami Callihan, Jay Cruz, and the returning of Madman Fulton will be versing the Design, Diener, Khan, and Angels in a Ohio street fight. And the winner of that match was OBE. Ohio versus everything. They were a heel, now they're a good guys. Wow. Then we have Alex Shelley versus Steve Macklin for the Impact World Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present to you the winner of that match and your new Impact World Champion, Alex Shelley. Alex Shelley finally wins the big one. My goodness. He finally won the big one. He is now the world champion. And the Motor City Machine Guns are champions, but not tag team champions. They are the X Division champion and now the Impact World Champion. That's amazing to see. I want to watch Impact Wrestling, but I will be on my vacation. So I will try to watch some Impact Wrestling on streams. But right now, I don't know yet. I can't. I will try my best, even for Raw and SmackDown, NXT, AEW. But it won't be a really good Wi-Fi because we're going to be in the woods. So it's not going to be the best Wi-Fi. So maybe we won't watch everything. But we will see what we could do. I will see what I could do because I'm not going to be doing a video. But I will still watch the wrestling. Because if there's big major updates when I come back, I can tell you guys about the major updates. Now we got WWE SmackDown. And ladies and gentlemen, we start off with Paul Heyman and Solo. And wants answers from Jey Uso. Jey did not get no answer. But Paul Heyman tried to butter his little biscuits. And says that Jey Uso will have a shot at the United States Championship later on tonight. And Jey Uso did not give him his answer. He said he would give his answer a little later. And Paul Heyman's not happy about that, but Jey Uso is happy. He smiled when he walked away. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a big return, and this is the third new championship got revealed. Because now, Asuka is no longer the Raw Women's Champion anymore. She is now the WWE's Women's Champion for Friday Night SmackDown. Well, the championship that Adam Pearce revealed, it looked like Roman Reigns, but with a white strap. We all know that people are not going to like it because of how it looks. Does it look ugly? But you know what? I don't really care. I'm happy that there's no more brand names, titles like Raw or SmackDown. They're changing that. Now, every time, if they do a draft again, they don't have to swap the titles. They don't have to swap it. Now they could just get drafted. Just like they did with the Raw and the SmackDown Women's Championship. They didn't swap the titles. They just stayed on their brands. But it's a little weird having Raw has SmackDown Women's title and SmackDown has the Raw Women's Championship. I'm happy that they're changing the names and changing the colors of the belts. Because remember, the Raw had the red middle and SmackDown has the blue middle. Now, thank God they changed that. Even with the Universal title, they got rid of the blue, and now when there's a draft, they can just draft. They don't need to swap the championships. So I'm hoping that they will split the tag team titles. That SmackDown will have SmackDown tag team titles, and Raw will have their own Raw tag team titles. But I want them to do the same thing what they did with the women's title. Get the Raw part out, get the red out, and put it put gold and black strap on. That would be happy. But ladies and gentlemen, the idea of 2 women's tag team titles, it's not going to happen. Because now we heard, because Alba Fire and Island Dawn was supposed to have an interview, but they got interrupted by the new women's tag team champions, Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. And they want the NXT women's tag team titles, and the NXT women's tag team champions accepted. They brawled with the women's tag team champions, but we heard like in 2 weeks, there's going to be a unification match for both women's tag team titles. So there's going to be a unification for the women's tag team titles. So no, we're not. Stupid Harry, get out of here. I got hair on my foot. But ladies and gentlemen, we're not having 2 separate women's tag team titles. Maybe that's a good thing, because they don't have a lot of women's tag team tag teams in the brands on both Raw and SmackDown. Doesn't matter. You bring some NXT tag teams, but they're lacking of tag teams right now. But I'm hoping they don't. I hope they split the tag teams in the men's, because there's a lot of tag teams that you can make. Speaking of the tag teams, we got a whole bunch of we have a gauntlet match to become the number contenders to the tag team titles, and it will be Pretty Deadly, Brawling Brutes, Street Profits, the OC. There was another team. Was there? I don't remember the team, but that's that. And ladies and gentlemen, Charlotte Flair made her return, and she wants the championship, and we heard that in 3 weeks, Asuka will defend her newly designed women's championship against Charlotte Flair in 3 weeks. I think that's before Money in the Bank in London. So that's going to be interesting. And next week, we got a mixed tag team match between Mia Yim, or Michin, and AJ Styles versus Karen Cross and Scarlett. I will tell you guys why when we get there, how this match happened. We got that gauntlet match, and Roman Reigns makes his return. And we got some interesting things for Jey Uso. Jey Uso got a talk with Sami Zayn, telling him to do the right thing and choose Jimmy Uso. Paul Heyman came up to Jey and said you should choose the Tribal Chief. And there's going to be 3 celebrations. The Tribal Chief as a champion, and Jey Uso becoming the United States champion, and Jey Uso turning into the Tribal Chief as well. But Jey Uso told Paul Heyman, if I turn into the Tribal Chief, you're not going to be in the bloodline anymore. So does Paul Heyman want Jey Uso be part of the bloodline now? Because if he turns into the Tribal Chief, Paul Heyman's gone. So I don't know what's going to happen there. So let's get to the matches. We got a first match, and it's the Money in the Bank qualifying match. We got LA Knight on commentary to watch who he's going to be facing in the Money in the Bank. We got Santos Escobar versus Mustafa Ali. It was a pretty decent match. Both of these guys were good in this match. But the winner of that match was Santos Escobar, and he's heading to his first ever Money in the Bank ladder match. And there's another LWO that is part of the Money in the Bank, in the women's Money in the Bank. Remember, Zelina qualified last week for the women's. Will LWO be the Money in the Bank holders? Then we got Bayley versus Mia Yim, or Michinin, whatever you want to call it. Things with the, I believe Io Sky did some distraction, but Bayley gets the win. But AJ Styles was cheering. AJ Styles was cheering something. I think he was upset. Scarlett came out of nowhere, and then she blew some red dust in his face And then Karen Cross pop out of nowhere behind the barricade where the fans are and start choking AJ Styles. And then Mia Yim came out and tried to stop it. Karen Cross stopped, and Scarlett jumped over the barricade into the arms of Karen Cross. So we heard there's going to be a mixed tag team match next week. It will be Mia Yim and AJ Styles versus Karen Cross and Scarlett. Then we have Butch versus Baron Corbin, and Mr. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams was in the audience. And Baron Corbin was making a fool of himself because he only cares about Carmelo Hayes. He wasn't listening. He was trying to gloat to those guys, but the winner of that match was Butch, and he qualified for Money in the Bank, and he's heading to his first ever Money in the Bank. Well, poor Baron Corbin was upset, yelling at the Brawling Brutes until he got attacked by Cameron Grimes. Then we have Io Sky versus Chauncey in the qualified match for the Money in the Bank. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match was Io Sky. Thanks to the help and the distraction from Bayley, Io Sky gets the win and heading to the Money in the Bank. Does Bayley know that she has to face Io Sky as well, her teammate? Then we have Austin Theory versus Jey Uso for the United States Championship. It was a pretty decent match. Jey Uso was about to win, but the referee was knocked out. And then here comes the Pretty Deadly trying to attack Jey, the new friends of Austin Theory. And then Jimmy Uso came out to super kick all the guys, the Pretty Deadly, until Solo came out to attack them. And it looked like Jimmy Uso was about to super kick Solo, but he accidentally super kicked Jey. And then Austin Theory retains the United States Championship after the super kick. And then when Jimmy was see if Jey is okay, Jey pushes Jimmy off and walks out. He looks at Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman yells out, "I'm sorry." And then he went on his phone and said, "Call Roman Reigns." So what is going to happen there for the Bloodline? I have no idea. But ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video, this is the last video until I come back from vacation. Hope you guys enjoy your week. I will enjoy my week. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to not do any videos for a whole week. It's going to be interesting. But I will come back next week to do a video for you guys. Of course, I'm not done with YouTube. I'm just having a little vacation for myself with my family. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your week. I will enjoy mine. I'm going to a cabin. We're leaving tomorrow, so it's gonna be interesting. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys next week. That's all for me today. That is out. Bye.